The atmosphere of the glass room changed after the clock's chime. The quiet space came alive as the door at the other end of the room suddenly opened. The record player in the corner began to play soft, soothing jazz music. Excited chatter floated through the room, shadows enlarged. Yongli quickly hid behind a tree on the side of the room and observed. The moment she saw the source of the chatter, her hair on her arm stood up instantly as if her skin was caressed by light. There, on the right side of the front door, was an elephant the size of a calf, who wore a mustard yellow dress and a black leather jacket. She had her iPhone out and her head tilted from side to side while her trunk tapped it on the screen, and a camera shutter sounds played. Coming through the door was a polar bear, wearing a black suit with a suitcase in one of his palms. He waved at a slim woman who had a giraffe's head and was putting down her handbag on one of the tables in the middle of the bar, and fist pumped with a puff man with a crocodile's head and tapped him on the shoulder from behind. There was also a human-sized mouse who pulled out a tall chair at the bar counter, putting one foot on the footrest and trying to climb up it. A branch beneath her right foot cracked the moment Yongli stepped back, and all the creatures in the room turned their heads in her direction. Oh no, she panicked and bolted. She found herself running towards what seemed to be a kitchen. I must be dreaming, she thought. Her foot was halfway into the room when someone holding a batch of used cardboard boxes appeared before her, and it was too late to step on her brakes. She bumped right into the boxes and they tumbled over her. "You know what, can't you see where you're going?" A thick and cursing voice croaked. "Don't tell me you can't see well with those fish eyes." She looked up at the owner of the voice. A brown, bushy face with round ears, a black banded mask of fur, and a pointy nose with whiskers on both sides came into view. The apologetic words she meant to utter came out as a string of incomprehensible syllables. It must be a mask. Yes, they are all wearing masks, she thought. "Why are you on the floor again?" the raccoon masked man asked, leaning closer. His eyes had flecks of gold under the glistening full moon. "You need something? Salt water, perhaps? I heard that fish yaokais need seawater to help them function sometimes. You could have just rung the bell at the front desk if you needed anything." "Oh wait," he closed in and took a sniff of her, which made her skin crawl. "You're half-blood yokai, aren't you?" he asked. "I can make you hot chocolate if salt water doesn't suit you." Yokai. Finally, a proper word from her mouth. A word that she had overheard from a suspicious group of students gathering in the classroom one day after school. "Don't tell me you don't know what a yokai is," he said with a tone of disbelief. Yongli cocked her head in confusion. "For real?" he sounded surprised. "Then you must be an orphan, or at least one of your parents got married. There's no way a yokai coming from a yokai family doesn't know who they really are, especially one of your age." That casual conclusion came at her like a bullet. Her lips were hard against each other for a second, then she drew in her breath, determined not to let her voice crack. "Sir, assuming someone to be an orphan just because of a nonsense I've never heard of is ridiculous." He shook his head and laughed, revealing sharp teeth and a long wet tongue. "But I'm right, Henry. You are an orphan." "It's none of your business," she replied. He continued to shake his head with a smile. Yongli was losing her patience, but was also regaining her strength, so she pushed herself to her feet and swung her hand at him. It stopped in midair, and the furry palm wrapped around her wrist had so much strength that she thought it would break any time. "Look!" He took out his phone with his other hand, tapped a few buttons before showing her the screen. "Look at yourself!" A fish head was staring back at her. Thank you.